What is going on, First Descendants? The most anticipated hotfix is finally here, guys, with the update of 1.0.5. We got a lot to talk about, a lot to discuss, a lot of really cool things coming to the First Descendants. Let's jump right into it and get started, of course, with the fixes and what we could expect. So we have greetings, Descendants. The server maintenance will start on the 31st, which is like right now, and it will last a total of 5 hours. So from the time you're watching this video till 5 hours from now, the First Descendant will come back live. So just letting you guys know, that's roughly like around 6 a.m., 7 a.m., depending on where you live, 8 a.m., depending on where you live in, or where you're at. The game will not be available during maintenance, so just keep that in mind. But what we want to talk about is the actual update, guys. We have Ultimate Valve coming to the First Descendant. Now, a lot of you guys already know we have a white version and a red version. I want to know, are you team white version or are you team red? Let me know in the comment section down below for Valve. So here's what we got. So a lot of really cool stuff we know about Valve. We got the Ultimate Valve modification module. So this is going to change the way you play Valve. We have the Spiral Tidal Wave. This makes the bouncing bubble bullet has been replaced by a projectile that flies straight in line. Spiral Tidal Wave is stackable and can be fired 3 times in a row and attracts impurities during the Gluttony Interceptor battle. This one by far is the one that I personally feel is going to be the main that everybody's going to be using. So the Spiral Tidal Wave is definitely the one that I'm going to be trying to get my hands on as quickly as we possibly can. Then we have Hydro Pressure Bomb, that instead of the plup plup, she leaps forward and deals damage to enemies around the landing area. The more enemies in the laundry state, the more powerful the damage is. Really effective. Then we have they added the added Ultimate Valve amorphous materials. As you guys know, there is no Valve at the current moment, but what we do know is once she becomes available, the amorphous materials will be available. So it lists all the amorphous materials that will have the option that will no longer be able to be acquired, but you can still continue to use the amorphous material you already have if you had them before. Now, what they added is they added different variants for the amorphous material, and these are the ones they went ahead and added, very similar to the ones on top. They just added a little bit more, and you could acquire this by acquire the enhanced cell blueprint, stabilizer blueprint, spiral catalyst blueprint, and the code for Ultimate Valve for them to be able to obtain them. So these are the materials that you're going to need: 011, 044, 115, 030, 55, 113, 23, 52, 73, 87, 110, and 125. All of these materials will be available for you guys to obtain to be getting access to unlocking Ultimate Valve and getting some of her blueprints. Now, moving along with that, guys, you will be able to get these at the original state where you actually get them. They went ahead and added a brand new Descendant called Luna. As you guys know, it's definitely one that we've been looking forward to. She's pretty much controls the music, and this goes over her skills. So we have passive skills. One called improvisation. Use any skill. Skill increases inspiration gauge, which allows Luna to enhance skills. We have active skill 1, which is called stage present. Using the skill changes Luna's weapon to her unique weapon, perform the notes in time to the music by using skills or hitting monster stacks and increasing her skill power modifier. This is going to be a very interesting character, because the way you play her is going to be based on being able to hit these keys and being able to hit these stages. Then we have Passionate Stage, which is using the skill makes Luna play upbeat music, increases the skill power modifier of Luna and her allies. Getting the enhanced effects increases the skill power modifier even more, also increases the skill critical hit rate and damage of allies. Then we have the active skill 3, which is called Relaxing Act. Using the skill makes Luna play relaxed music. Hitting the enemy with a note grants an effect that instantly recovers the MP of Luna and her allies. Getting the enhanced effect increases MP recovery and reduces skill costs. And the last one, her number 4, is called Delightful Stage, which is using the skill makes Luna play delightful music. Hitting the enemy with the note increases inspiration gauge and increases the skill cooldown of allies. Getting the enhanced effect increases the inspiration gauge even more and immediately resets the cooldown of allies. So once again, a very good character to have along your team, because you will be able to gain MP back and gain a lot of really cool stuff like your cooldown from being able to having an effective Luna around you. So we have Luna modification modules, which is called Nimble Footsteps. This modification module enhances Luna's movement speed and amplifies the effective range of her performance, making it easier to support her allies. So this just pretty much expands the range of her ability. Then we have Noise Search, which transforms all of Luna's skills to combat skills. So as you guys know, she's basically kitted to help teams. What this does, it allows you to change that from performing notes in rhythm, unleashes a powerful AoE attack. When the inspiration gauge is full, summons a moving stage where she dances to recover MP and shield. This is going to be a very interesting one. I think this Noise Search is going to be very interesting to play around here. So they went ahead and added amorphous materials for her that weren't available in the game. So these are going to be able to be obtained by acquiring the Enhanced Cell Blueprint, Stabilizer Blueprint, Spiral Catalyst Blueprint, and the code for Luna to be able to unlock the Luna Blueprint with these materials. Now, we're going to be talking about the new hard void interceptor battle called Gluttony, and this is definitely one that has me extremely excited because it seems like we're going to need Valve to actually complete this one. So they added a new hard difficulty for the void interceptor battle called Gluttony. Intercept Gluttony is to collect the Hungry Sonic Eternal Components set and blueprints for the ultimate weapon Peacemaker. So if you're trying to get the new weapon, you're going to have to kill him to be able to obtain him. And he looks vicious, guys. Look at this. Look at his gun right here that he has, this bullets that he's able to shoot. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this plays out. So Gluttony external component set. So this is what's going to be dropping for him. He's going to be dropping the Hunger Sonic set 2-piece, which is going to give you, if you have the 2-piece, it's going to grant you toxin resistance. Now, if you have all 4 of the sets, it's going to grant an effect that recovers MP on hitting the target with a skill, and also unique weapon, as well as an effect that increases skill duration and MP heal modifier properly to max MP. So this is going to be very helpful for those people who are trying to just pretty much spam skills with certain characters. This might be a very interesting thing to look at, and can't wait to get my hands on this one. Next, we have a look at the ultimate equipment called the Peacemaker. There's a brand new weapon that's coming into the game, which is using a dimension skill, grants the signal reload for the peace effect. So if you have a dimension skill here, it's going to grant single reload for the weapon. The weapon looks kind of crazy. It looks very different, and you could maximize stack this with a single reload for the Peacemaker. So if you get that effect, it's going to enable you to fire the loaded ammo in a single quick burst when taking aim shots. So for example, you're going to be able to shoot, instead of 1 bullet, you're able to shoot multiple bullets at the same time with 1 single burst if you have the stack called single reload for Peace. The next modules we have are going to be coming into the game. One's called Arch Concretion, which is going to increase the movement speed, firearm attack, and all attribute attack except the non-attribute attack every time a skill is used. But each stack of Arch Concretion increases the defense and MP. So this is going to be very easy, very interesting, I should say, to see how we're able to play with this new module, because it's going to help us stack pretty much really cool stuff by being able to increase our defense and our MP. So very viable for multiple characters. And they are going to talking about what new products are also coming into the game. So they're adding a brand new exclusive Luna bundle, which is going to include not only Luna, but the pool party skin, which we've had seen already. They're going to be adding a Luna to the list of standard descendants at the shop as well. They're adding the premium ultimate Valby bundle. I want to know who's going to be buying the ultimate Valby bundle. Let me know in the comment section down below. One's going to be coming with the Vermilion Wave skin, and the other one's going to come with the ultimate Valby bundle, which I'm assuming is the red one. They're going to be adding Valby's summer theme skins, Fiesta summer theme skins, and a male summer theme skin as well. And they're going to add Luna, pretty much add Luna's Albion Academy Cadet, Luna's Classic Maid uniform, Luna Panda, and Luna Dinosaur limited skin. Also, there's going to be a dinosaur skin. Can't wait to check that one out. And they're adding pretty much Luna's Augmented Reality of Madness, which is part of the premium skin package, Luna exclusive White Mouse premium head skin, and added hair and makeup for Luna, and the ultimate high feel and volume up standard skin as well. They're added Luna's makeup slide and adjusted the Axis X30 and fine adjustment control for the Axis 20 support theme. Now that is what they're adding, but we're also going to be taking a look at what the hotfix is bringing. So they're improving some stuff to the UI to prevent module swapping from becoming a strategy at interceptor battles and infiltration operations. So no longer, for all those people that posted those videos saying, yo, this is how you can get these one-shot boss kills by swapping skills, no longer will you be able to do that. Now, your equipment can, and removing modules and changing presets cannot be changed during the loadout, so that's going to be prohibited. They added a feature to collect all lost and found items at once in the mailbox. Thank you very much. Now, if you could just please add an option to delete the stuff that's in the lost found, that would be amazing. So they after checking the map with acquiring information in the library, closing the map now leaves the library open. Yes. They added camera shake off and on feature in the game option. For the PlayStation and Xbox, they added the ability to select preset search keywords to make it easier for searching for modules and research. They added comments after every 3 digits in the game menu and hub to make it easier to read numerical units. And now you can check key stats information in the weapon, reactors, and external component inventories. Okay, this is actually pretty good. Now, they said now you can now register equipped items as attached items. That's awesome. And saving a preset now automatically registers the equipped item as attached items. That's awesome. You can now turn the red dot crosshair display on or off. So that's really cool. They added an image to some items in the graphic options to show what they do. Can't wait to check those out. They increase the speed of scrolling when scrolling to the maps, and change the color of icons from hard difficulty to avoid interceptor battles on the roadmap to make it easier to distinguish them from the normal difficulty battles. The map no longer displays the marker when the quest NPC is being tracked or disappeared. They added the modification modules from the same descendants are now displayed together in a row in the library. It's a lot of quality of life. When first clear rewards, repeat clear rewards are the same, the acquisition info in the library no longer shows them both. Awesome. When selecting all duplicate modules in the dismantle modules, you can now use a filter to register only selected modules for dismantling. Nice. Simplified the module combine animation. Started research in the materials tab of the research menu now returns to the material tab, and added the lead party button to social menu to make the function easier to find. Nice. Added a search function to the consumable menu. Even when acquiring skins for the Descendant not currently in use, the red dot still appears. Added red dot when acquiring paint. The red dot now appears in the weapon list and side tab as well. And Descendant modules. Increase the poison. So this is stuff that we're going to be getting. So these are the buffs we've been wanting. So increase the poison contagion range on Fiona's room 0 trauma from a 4mm to a 7mm radius. So the poison range has been increased. That's good. They increased the maximum scaling range of Valve's skill from 200 to 250. And they increased the maximum scaling range from their skill from 200 to 250. Changed the blizzard generated by Visa Glaze Cloud module to be triggered instantly without delay. Okay, so this is also really good for Visa. Changed Valve's Albion Academy cadet head skin to be dyeable. They changed the incoming final damage to incoming damage modifier in the description of the safe recovery module. Now, as far as equipments are concerned, they added a feature in the game option that enables some single shots and burst weapons to fire automatically when the fire button is pressed and held down. So it's going to be interesting to figure out what these weapons are and how they actually worked. So here's what we got, guys. So Enduring Legacy, critical hit damage has been increased. So Enduring Legacy seems to be a weapon that everybody's going to be trying to get their hands on, because they increased their critical damage from 1.7 to 2.3. So definitely it's time to start farming that Enduring Legacy. We'll have a video on how to farm this the best. Secret Garden critical hit rate has been increased as well, from 35% to 50%, and the critical hit damage from 1.85 to 2.5. Awesome. They increased I'm probably going to butcher this one, but the Nasitara's Devotion critical hit rate from 36 to 45, and the critical hit damage from 2x to 2.5x. I wish I would have seen a 2.5 instead of a 2.25, but that's pretty good. Now, here are a couple decrease. They decreased the trigger rate of the bombardment from Greg's reserved faith, but now it also triggers when the weapon is fired at unshielded enemies. Equipment can now be dismantled at once with no quantity limit. Nice. So for the field, they increase the amount of void shards that can be acquired from special operations by about 7 times. Wow. Wow. That is dope. So it's time to start doing some special operations now. I mean, I wonder if it's 7 times means times 7. Definitely going to want to make sure we check those out. So director comments are the following. They said from HOTFIX 0.4, the special operations, they increased the void shards, but unfortunately there were just too few. The original intent was to keep the void fragments as the primary farming source for void shards and get additional void shards from special operation. But the community has told us that many of you don't like this loop, so we increased the amount of void shards that can be earned by special operations. We're also working on some steps to further improve them. Awesome. Many players are currently farming materials without spending the fragments at the fusion reactors, so we're considering removing the fragments from the fusion reactor and startup altogether. This would make the fragments necessary only when reconstructing devices is used as the fusion reactor. Okay. We're taking a close look at how to reward the reward loop loop when planned work in practice. We'll try to finalize the reward loop that players will be satisfied with in the near future. So this is going to be very, very interesting to see how this turns out. They reduce the distance you're knocked down when hit by a trap. They lower the ratio which the name monster's immunity spear HP scales with the number of players in the rotation operation. So they reduced that. So the Agna Desert, Vespers, Echo Swamp, Wynal Gulch, Haggis, and Fortress Field now have 100% chance to spawn encrypted vaults at spawn. Yes. They increased the hitbox size in data collection missions to make it easier to collect data. Awesome. Outside environment sounds are now less audible. They adjusted the distance that monsters spawn in the laboratory to 15 meters. They pretty much balanced a few sounds and for the materials. Awesome. So few improvements for the PlayStation, Xbox, amplified AMD, FSR, for the PlayStation and Xbox, optimized memory usage, and optimized resolution. All right, so a few bug fixes. Let's see. Fix an issue where enemies defeated by a unique effect of ultimate weapons are now counted in the Battle Pass challenge. Nice. They fixed the capacity cost reduction. They fixed an issue with the close capacity exceeded, and they fixed an issue with restarting the interceptor battles and special authorization that the completing would not match make you with allies. So that wasn't really big of a problem that I was having. It's usually being able to restart the mission when you have it. They fixed an issue where the name of the core materials and blueprints for the ultimate weapons were swapped, and they fixed an issue with the quantity of attached paints was not displayed in the mailbox. Let's see what else. For the Descendants, this is what they fixed. They fixed an issue where Lepet could trigger the overkill skill at 0 MP while equipping the increased effective module. They fixed an issue where Eugen could not target any ally when using the Solidarity healing. They fixed an issue where DBNO allies rescued by Eugen could not use any skill for a short period of time. So those were a couple fixes. They fixed an issue with switching weapons after using VS's Frost Road skill caused a skill visual effect that remained. They fixed an issue with knockdown and range of Valve's Plup Plup skill was larger than the actual skill range. Okay, that's pretty interesting. They fixed an issue with Enzo's shot support was not applied to allies. Fixed an issue with Ultimate Glade, Massacre, or Life Siphon. Skill did not increase her skill damage when she is above 50 HP. A lot of Glade people are going to be happy with this. They fixed an issue with Glade Life Siphon skill and her modification module, Massive and Explosive Live, could be used on objects in interceptor battles. And they fixed an issue with Kyle's Repulsion Dash could not be used on objects in interceptor battles. Another Kyle fix on Repulsion Dash would internally be cancelled, and that has been completely fixed. Fix an issue where the power of Ultimate Bunny's lightning emission was determined by the amount of electricity she had at the time of use. Unlike Bunny, the power of Bunny's light emission depended on the amount of electricity she currently has. So they fixed that. They also fixed an issue where Bunny's maximum power skill sound pitch went up infinitely and sounded like a noise. They fixed an issue with Ensimo could become uncontrollable while using the Arch Explosion skill. And they fixed an issue with Ultimate Viesa using the Frost Road with the Absolute Zero module for Valve use. Laundry Bomb, Ajax placing a barrier on top of it inflicted reflected damage on the Ultimate Viesa and Valve. Now, as far as equipment is concerned, They said they fixed an issue where moving on a field with 3 or 4 pieces of an external component set prevented the 2-piece set effect from being applied. They also fixed an issue where the damage of hitting the ultimate weapons king's guard lands after it was deployed was recorded in its statistics. Fixed an issue with ultimate weapon execution or hipfire accuracy was lower than what it should be. And they fixed an issue where the ultimate weapon Thundercake's unique effect would deal more than 1.3 damage when monsters was clustered. Instead, electric shock now deals 2 damage regardless of the number of enemies that are there. So that means it kind of got buffed. All right, so here we go. So we got some director comments. So during internal testing, we discovered a bug with the Thundercake. The Thundercake should always deal 1.3 damage according to its description, but it was also dealing more than 1.3 damage when there was a lot more monsters. We fixed this bug, but we also boosted the 1.3 damage to 2x so it doesn't become less effective when hunting. We're well aware that the value of the items you own is important to you. To ensure the fixing that the bug doesn't devalue your item, we give it more power than we originally intended. If something like this happens again in the future, we won't stop at simply fixing the bug, but consider how to preserve the value of our item to provide a reasonable patch. I love these devs. I hope they stay like this, guys. Fix an issue where you can hear one of the extra shots being fired. So as far as modules, here are some interesting modules. They fixed an issue where firearm critical hit rate increased effect was missing in the description of Valve's supply moisture module. They also fixed an issue where tidal wave module would not properly stack finishing attacks with piercing an enemy. They fixed an issue where Ajax body enhancement module would have different final result value depending on when it was saved. They also fixed an issue with Matrix with compulsion module was equipped by Ajax. The shield would recover every time after every shot, while the shield started at 50% after equipment. They fixed an issue with Pitmaster passive would remain indefinitely when Blair removed the classic chef modules with Flame Zone. And they fixed an issue with knockable effect would trigger when Blair used Deadly Cushion equipped. They also fixed an issue with sharp precision shots. And buff was incorrectly shown as lethal finish. And they fixed an issue where bunnies involving skin quest requirements were not counted when a bunny equipped a modification module. They fixed an issue where bunny unequipped the electric condense module, left a status effect displaying that had no effect. They fixed an issue where Glazed Predator Instinct module skill displayed the frenzied state icon and name twice when used. And they fixed an issue with Ultimate Glaze Demonic Modification module, sometimes did not deal damage when used. Now, for field stuff, they went ahead and fixed an issue with Name of Monsters. They fixed an issue with Sun Map Hagith, Old Mystery, so it now shows a difficult path as well. And they also fixed an issue with the traps would remain on restart after dying. And fixed an issue with roaming monsters would not spawn on the White Knight Gulch. And they changed the amorphous material patterns and shape stabilizers acquired from hard infiltration operations in the White Knight Gulch and Hagith. So this is what they changed. So infiltration operation from the Night Gulch mystery ends. You're going to be able to get the amorphous material pattern 114, 115, 105, and 105, and the shape of stabilizer 7 and 6. They also fixed the White Knight Gulch Biolab. That's going to be dropping in a different amorphous material. And so is the Hagith and the Hagith Old Mystery one. All right. And then so a couple more miscellaneous fixes here as well. Mostly when it comes to issues with the Xbox and SubQuest as well. And these are the director additional comments. So they said, guys, today the dev team plans to issue our discussion frequently to the community. The team is currently working on season 1 and season 2 updates, while all responding to the improvement issues discovered during the live service. So guys, we're almost getting close to season 1, man. So I'm going to talk more about how we plan to improve the current state of the First Descendant, and rather than about season 1 and season 2 updates. Drop rate improvement plans. While all of the drop rate systems are operating fairly in the First Descendant, we do understand that some players are struggling with the vigorous drop rates. So just as we're planning to introduce a guaranteed drop system, oh my goodness, these devs are amazing. Systems where you're guaranteed to get the items you want after repeating the activity a certain amount of times. Guys, these devs are amazing. The First Descendant has various missions and amorphous materials with change dependent rewards. We're considering how we can effectively improve and guaranteed drop in such a diverse reward system, and we're working to create a farming structure that players will be happy with. We hope to make improvements before long to improve more rational and satisfying farming experience. The posting of leftover items. Next is an update on items that are piling up in your consumables. There's currently no way to dispose blueprints for Descendants and weapons that you've already completed. So there's are cases where players are getting multiple copies of blueprints they already own during the farming process. We've been listening to the community who have told us that there needs to be a way to dispose these unwanted items. While we could consider simply converting them into gold or Kuiper, we want to reward you with more valuable than for the time you have put into the game. Damn, bro. To resolve this, the devs team is planning a system to dismantle leftover items to get byproducts and a rotating shop system where you can exchange byproducts for something of value. This will allow the items you obtain to have greater value in the game. Supporting build diversity. It's a lot of fun for us to see the variety of builds being posted on the community lately. We love seeing you try so many different builds and are amazed by the unexpected ways you've evolved them. We hope for more builds to exist in the First Descendant, and we want an environment where players are free to experiment with different builds. However, we found that it's difficult to take advantage of a loadout after assigning socket types, which goes against our goal and experimenting with different builds freely. As a result, the dev team is planning to improve an environment where completely different builds can be created by assigning each loadout with different socket types. We hope this helps you experiment with different builds without feeling overwhelmed. This is very interesting because this is something I've been asking for. So this is pretty dope. Balancing, some news about balancing. We're seeing a dominance of skill damage focused builds for some First Descendants, and weapons that are well suited for these builds are quite popular now. We want the meta builds to change from season to season, and we want the Descendant and weapons that are affected in the new content to be different from those in the previous season. Also, we're looking to increase the proportion of firearm-based combat in endgame. We can't promise that all Descendants and weapons will equally balance all the time, but our goal is to keep changing the effective builds. To the end, we promise to make content adjustment and other different ways to play with new content. We aim to implement the improvements I talked about today during Season 1 and Season 2. Your feedback means a lot to the dev teams. We'll do our best to prove a better experience as we build the game together and continue to listen to you as we strive to make the First Descendant even better. Thank you, guys. These devs deserve a round of applause and support. Oh my goodness, fellas. Oh my goodness. They are listening. They are paying attention. And boy, am I excited for the future of the First Descendant. Can't wait, and we are ready to rock and roll with Ultimate Valby. We'll have a build ready for her and for Luna as well. So make sure you guys keep it locked on this channel. Don't forget we stream every day on Twitch. Stop by and hang out. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.